Hello and welcome to my first ever non-boxing video. Well, not first ever, but still. I really wanted to do a TBR for January, but clearly since we're already a few days into February, that makes no sense. But also I kind of want to do like reading goals for the year, and while I'm not necessarily a mood reader because I can force myself to read. Not always. Like I said, there was that time, if you watched my murder bot unboxing, where I said that I had started reading Martha Wells' Witch King. I think that was called. I always forget. I just was not in the mental space. Like I think I was actually depressed. Like I think a few weeks after that, I finally got over it. And I realized like, whoa, I was depressed. And then I just never went back to it. But yeah, I did not have the capacity to read anything complicated, and I don't know how complicated that book is, but I just found myself rereading it and I'm like, I can't do this. So I'm not always a mood reader, but I can be. So I kind of like, I'm like, let's do by quarters and we kind of have like an overall. So that's why this is like my quarter one-ish TBR. Even though we're almost in the middle of quarter one, but whatever. So basically the gist is I wanted for January to be fantasy. You may have heard me saying in some of my unboxings where I want fantasy. I'm just craving some fantasy. Like, I mean, I mostly read fantasy, so I don't know why I'm craving it. I think I was craving like high fantasy. So this is kind of like what I was thinking to do for January. And right after this, I'm gonna film my January wrap up, so you will find out what I did and didn't read. So within fantasy, even though I really want high fantasy, I still need some coziness because it's the middle of winter, it's been cold. I've really gotten into cozy fantasy. And also, have you seen the news? So the bookshop below, I was like, oh, I have no idea what this is about, but I remember I like Georgia Summer's other book. Don't ask me what it is. It's on my favorite shelf, even though it's not really a favorite, but it's a really pretty edge. And it says bookshop. Perfect. And I'm gonna go into this blind because bookshop fantasy. We got this. Next up on my fantasy TBR is Voidwalker by S.A. McLean. I had read her other book, The Phoenix Keeper, and it was like a lot of people said it was cozy fantasy. To me, it was not. I didn't hate the book. I didn't love the book. And then I heard this was basically a wild 180 from her stuff. And I was intrigued, and it's still fantasy. So I put this in. Also, look at these edges. They're so pretty. So I put this on my TBR. Next, we had Fallen City, and this is by Adrienne Young. And I read two of her other books, which adult books, which were Spells for Forgetting and The Unmaking, I think. The Unmaking of June Farrow. And I love those books to the point where I didn't get the special edition for Unmaking of June Farrow because I think that was Owl Crate and I hadn't subscribed to their adult yet. And I had to like track it down on Mercari because I borrowed it from the library on Libby and I loved it so much. So when I saw this, I was like, I had to like bump this up. It's fantasy. It's like Greco-Roman inspired. Wonderful. Again, with the cozy, we had Travis Baldry's latest edition, and it had, what's her name? I forgot her name. Oh my goodness. Fern from the second book, which the second one is actually my favorite. Legends and Lattes is really cute, but the bookshops and bone dust, sorry, that's my favorite. But again, like the reason why Bookshop Below is on my list is because I am a sucker for books about books, and I just very excited. I had to read this. Like it took forever and a day to get here. I don't know, and broken bind because it's the broken binding edition, which didn't come with a print. I'm so sad. I had the Bookshops and Bone Dust on my gallery wall here, and Legends and Latte, I literally framed it in like a nice frame, and it's like right by our coffee station, our espresso station. But we did get a print inside. I don't know if the regular versions have this or not, and it's signed. I really like this. I don't even know why. Like, can you give me the tea, please? So yeah, so I had to read this. Speaking of books about books, we have the Forget Me Not Library, which look how cute this looks. This is, I love books about books, and it's a library, so it has to be about books, right? And what's up with this cat and this dog? Like, just look at this. This is the reverse dust jacket, just because it's a lot nicer. This is from the Owl Crate Advent calendar, which I didn't even realize it came with a book. That was a very nice surprise. If you saw my video, you would see. I was like, what? We have a book. It tells you how prepared I can be. And yeah, again, we're adding to the cozy fantasy. I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler alert. We have the Witch King, as I already said. I have not read this, but I had read Murderbot, All Systems Red from Martha Wells, and I was very intrigued to read this from her. And then we have The More Days of the Murasaki Bookshop, which is translated fiction. It's a sequel to Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, which I have read a while ago. I borrowed it from the library on Libby. Don't have the first one, to be honest. And oh, actually, I don't even know why this is in here. I said I want fantasy. This is not fantasy. It's just cozy. This snuck in here. Sneaky sneak. Because there's absolutely no fantasy in this. This is more of a slice of life. But I guess I just associate cozy with fantasy. That because this is cozy, and it's not even that cozy. Well, I don't know if it's that cozy. I guess spoiler alert, I have not gotten to this. Because the first one is kind of because it's slice of lifey, and I find it's easier to be a little bit more cozy with that. But the ending of the first one was very Japanese, and I mean, you can't fault it for being what it is. It's a Japanese author. It takes place in Japan. It was originally written in Japanese, so it's like you can't be mad at a YA book for being juvenile. It's meant for juveniles. So while the ending felt very Japanese, I really did enjoy the first one, which is why I got the second one on Mercari, and I'm gonna eventually buy the first one on Mercari too. And yeah, a little sneak got in here. But I did want to read epic high fantasy, so spoiler alert also, because actually I'm not gonna be talking about it, so I can talk about it here because I read this in December. Actually, was The Second Death of Locke, where I actually already sold it. So if you look at the cover, at least from Illumicrate, it is like so epic fantasy. I'm just like, whoa. And that very much had me like, I need to read more fantasy, which is why I kind of prioritize fantasy for January. Because it was not a fantasy. I mean, it was a fantasy, but it was not epic fantasy. Honestly, most of the book was just the main character yearning. And it's like the two of them are yearning for each other. So it's not even a miscommunication trope. There's just no communication. And it was just so frustrating. The magic system made absolutely no sense. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I have way too many notebooks. I've started using this for taking notes for these videos, and I have one note and it's not what I thought it was gonna be. So anyway, yeah, I really dislike that book. I don't understand how it has such high ratings. It's like a 4 point something, and I gave it like a 1 or 2. I don't remember. 'Cause I wasn't entirely hate reading it until some point. I did start hate reading it. Yeah. So I was like, I need me some epic high fantasy. So, and this is also a bit of a spoiler because the way it's wrapped up. So I was like, you know, let's read the Robin Hobb. Like, this is supposed to be like a classic of high fantasy. Let's do that. So we have the Assassin's Apprentice, a Royal Apprentice, which you can surmise from it being covered and there being a bookmark. I'm currently reading. And then book 3, which is Assassin's Quest, which you can surmise from me still being on book 2. I have not gotten to, so spoilers for my wrap up. But they each get chunkier. So, you know, it's hard to read series back to back. Anyway, because I was like, after that, I'm like, I need a palate cleanser of the actually epic shit. Actually high fantasy. Like, not, what is this? And if you liked it, I'm so sorry. Please write down why you liked it, because I genuinely do not understand. Like, oh my god, like it's taking up too much space in my head right now. Also, this looks really awesome. Alexi Hara, which I think we went over this in my unboxing, where it's not written here, but I'm pretty sure I liked one of her books. Oh, it is Starling House. I actually really did enjoy Starling House. And also just look at this. This looks so, like, it's very autumnal, but also I'm like, ooh. And kind of in the same vibes is Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson, which I really enjoyed her A Dowry of Blood. The atmosphere. Mwah, immaculate. I did not like her second book, which was Invocations, I think. No. But I no longer get the Fairy Loot romantasy. However, I looked this up and I got it for girl math free money because I sold enough on Mercari that I was able to get this for free. Use my Mercari money. And yeah, I'm just like, it says Wuthering Heights meets The Cruel Prince, which too, full disclosure, I did not like The Cruel Prince. And a new Celtic-inspired erotic fantasy. Romance for Fun Times bestseller, S.T. Gibson, author of cult phenomenon, A Dowry of Blood. So I was just like, yes, like I need all kinds of fantasy, you know. And again, more cozy fantasy with Violet Thistlethwaite is not a villain anymore. And then kind of going back to like those vibes, like fairy tale vibes, we have A Dark and Drowning Tide. Although it's by Alison Saft, I realized late, and I think I was not crazy about, I think, I might be lying, never mind. Real? Oh, I haven't read the other ones. Okay, never mind, I take it back. Also, going on, this is continuing the fantasy thing, but also not. And here is a spoiler. I have not read these yet. So I have all 3 of the vampire books. Oh my god, they're so heavy. These are the Inky Fox one, where, what the heck is that last one? Like, really? I get they're trying to go because of this, which is really funny because this is like how all the Limit Crate ones are. But really, I have not gotten to those. So I'm gonna put this back on this shelf because this is my TBR shelf. Like this is my TBR shelves, but this is my like urgent, like we're gonna get to. So I am gonna put these back. But I think, so again, spoiler, this one's gonna go on there too, The Assassin's Quest. I'm currently reading this one. And this is going to go back on my red shelf. Well, after I do my wrap up. Because I want to read these. I want to read some epic fantasy this year. And I did give myself a 100 book goal again. Which, again, this is like my TBR quarterly / year. And I read 101 books last year. And I want to continue that. I try to make 100 my minimum. And I'm going to try to be okay if I don't reach it, because do you see the size of these 4 books by themselves? Like, I could go do goblet squats with these. Like, oh, this is heavy. So, oops. Let's put these back. Oh! Should actually be like that. So these are here. So that was everything. Oh, no. That was everything for like I wanted for January. February, I'm kind of doing the cliche of let's read some romances. However, it hasn't started yet because I'm still in the freaking middle of this. So yeah, so this is something I'm probably going to try to read 1 a month. So I'm going to finish this. This will be for February. So I guess I have March, April, May, and June. So this is going to take me like through 2-3 here. Because they are big books and I have been reading this. I literally had a little freak out 2 nights ago because I also haven't had time. So I've been reading like a few chapters a day, and I'm only on page 282. And I freaked out because I joined the Cozy Book Club at the library. So this is also on my TBR, which is the Village Library Demon Hunting Society. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm only gonna have read 2 books for all of February. I read 8 last month. Like, what is wrong? And then I'm like, we just started February. Today's what, February 5th? So it's February 3rd. On the 3rd day of February, which I know February is a short month, but on the 3rd day of February, I was freaking out that I would have only read these 2 books. I'm positive I'm gonna get through more. It's just, this is taking such a damn long time. And also, I guess this kind of like, we're gonna skip the February for right now. Leads into my overall bookish goals. I want to read more nonfiction. And like I said, I do have quite a few. I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I have at least 4 shelves that are nonfiction. That's almost a whole bookcase. Don't ask me why they're spread across the top of 2. Don't ask me. I will one day do a book shelf tour or a library tour. I swear there's a rhyme. I swear there's rhyme and reason. It makes sense in my head. It probably won't make sense in yours. I'm not gonna lie, some of it's a little bit aesthetics, or just like, you know, I want to be able to like eye level and up. Even though I'm short. Anyway, so I rated my shelves and I'm like, we're gonna read nonfiction this year, and I'm gonna try to read 12. Do I have 12 here? I don't think I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I have 10. But also, you're gonna see some of these books and they chunky. All right, so the first one, and spoiler alert, this was supposed to be for my January reads. I am currently 220 pages into this, and I have not finished it. And this is also why I felt like I was gonna end February with 2, or I guess 3 books, because this is a very heavy book. And my husband, even on some days where it was really hard, he was like, please don't read that book. Please don't read that book. Because it is a very hard book to read about the facts and figures. Like, if this one I know is highlighted because I highlighted them. So if you look, lots of highlighting. I felt like I was in college again. But I think it's very important. And I don't care what you say, even if you're just reading fantasy books, even if you're just reading romance books, reading is political. In and of itself, reading is political because not everyone was allowed to read, as made very clear in this book, where there were poll taxes done, that it was a way to get around. It's not a racist, you know, you just have to be able to read. When people were literally not allowed to read, allowed to learn to read, and you had to rectify that, and like right away, before you can rectify it, you're gonna be just like, you can't vote. We're not gonna give you the chance to even learn to read. So in and of itself, reading is political, and a lot of the books have to do with things, with political things. So let's get that out there right away. And I started with this, especially with everything happening in our country right now. I've had this on my bookshelves for years, and I'm like, freaking read it. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm reading it. And it's actually something really interesting that I guess I'll go over in the February wrap up. I have read Isabel Wilkerson's Cased Origins of Our Discontent, and in her whole hypothesis, her whole dissertation, I can't think of the right word, I'm sorry, but you know what I'm trying to say, is that, you know, we have a caste system, and that's the only place I have ever seen that. Not to say I'm a big nonfiction reader, I'm not, but I dabble, and that's the first place I saw that. And then she mentions it here, and I'm very intrigued. I actually finally own Caste. I borrowed it from the library, so I didn't own it, but then I was like, you know what, that's a very good book, and someone's selling it on Mercari for $5, and I was like, yes please. And yeah, she brings it up here, and I thought it was very interesting. Anyway, after I finish that, I have not decided which one I want to read next, and I have a whole slew of different kinds. But I'm a very big history person. I almost went to college for history. And I have Peter Frank Copen's The Earth Transformed: An Untold Story. I'm not gonna lie, I bought it for the edge. And somebody on Mercari was selling this for $99. I like tried looking again, I think I got this for like 20 bucks. So thank you, Mercari seller. I'm very grateful. But again, she chunky. I mean, I'm sure the last bit of it is notes. Oh my god, do you hear it? I love the sound. Okay, yeah, so this much is notes. I thought would be more. So it's still 658 pages. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got it for this, and I really want people to see the damn edges, which is why I'm like, we're gonna read it this year. Because my rule is if it has pretty edges, you can't display the edges until it's been read. So this has just been like this on my shelves. But hopefully by the end of the year, it'll be out here. So again, I'm not sure what order. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. But it's gonna be one of these. I have a friend who just kept going on about Abundance by Ezra Klein. I mean, she loves Ezra Klein. I felt like I heard some. I really don't I'm not a fangirl. Not a hater either. Just, but yeah, and then this was making the rounds and like all the podcasts I'm listening to. So I'm like, you know what? Let's read this. So I was at an indie bookstore a few months ago with a friend. Now she also ended up buying it. She actually read it. She actually couldn't read it. She was like, this is bothering me. So she made her husband read it and summarize it for her. So I'm very intrigued because she's like, oh, I do not like it. Like, because like apparently it like just cites the problems but doesn't cite the solution. Oh, hey, I have the receipt and also where I bought it from, which was the Book House in Melbourne. So yeah, so I'm really intrigued to see, because yeah, she said there was like no solutions offered. And it's like, what's the point of writing this book then? Going again, like I said, I love history, and while I'm a proud Jersey girl, I grew up going to New York City all my life. Like literally, my parents like were busy working, so I couldn't go to the movie theater. So my friends and I would just hop on the path and go to the movies in New York, because we could just walk to the train and walk around the city. Whereas to get to the nearest movie theater, I mean, there was one in town, well, the next town over, but it was like a 10-mile walk, whereas the walk to the train was less than a mile. So I have a special place in my heart for New York City. I'm a proud Jersey girl, but I also consider myself a New York City, a New Yorker. My New Yorker friends don't agree with me, but whatever. So this, actually in college, I took a New York City history class. I really enjoy it, and I actually have one of the books that I never finished. Like I read bits and pieces of, but I never actually finished it. I have it on I'm actually just staring at it right now, and I'm like, sorry I didn't choose you. But yeah, I really want to read this. I joke that like I went to college for the wrong thing, because my college actually had a sustainable urban environments degree, and I'm like, I should have done that, because I really actually am fascinated by urban planning, and so much of it is just like fascinating and annoys me when towns and municipalities just make the obvious wrong decisions. But yeah, the next one I have here is the deficit myth, which I've heard a lot about, and I listen to a lot of economic podcasts, and I have heard praise and criticisms for this. So I am very intrigued, and I really want to read this. So this is basically, I also really want to reread, and I don't own it. I should buy it and read it after this, which is probably gonna kill me. Which is the Donut Economics, which that's where I am. It's basically doing a circular economy where everything's just sustainable, and I know it ties in a little bit, like this can tie in with that very well. And this is yeah, so I'm very intrigued. I don't want to speak more because I don't really know about it. Like how can you just print money and not worry about inflation? Like I don't get it. So that's why I have a book and I'm gonna read about eventually. This one, my friend actually just bought this at the at a bookstore we were at in Philadelphia a few months ago, and she was just like reading the first page. She's like, oh my god. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, you know what, I need to read this. I'm like, I own this book, like I need to read it. So it's a People's History of the United States. Really interested. I need to read this. Tías and Primas, Unknowing and Loving Women Who Raise Us by Prisca Dorcas Mojica Rodriguez. She wrote For Brown Girls with Sharp Edges and Tender Hearts. That book made me cry. Being Latina, that was a very good book that made me cry. It was really good, and I want to read this. Yeah. Mojica Rodriguez paints portraits that resonate for Latinas and immigrant women who suffer the deep and daily pangs of patriarchy without clear name for it, a warrior against vergüenza. Mojica Rodriguez strives for a feminist and liberated, wow, I was supposed to speak in Spanish, Latinidad. It's a significant gift. It's like, the other day I was somewhere, and I was trying to say something, and I said, I think in Spanish. I'm like, oh wait, that's the same thing in English. It was actually in English. But yeah, so I've had this. I think this is actually might be, no, it's not signed. I didn't manage to get a sign from her, unfortunately. Oh, I wish it was. But yeah, so I'm excited for this, and I know she's coming out with a fiction eventually. I think she's working on it, so I'm very excited to see what that is. Stamped from the Beginning, which is by Ibram X. Kendi. I have heard so much about this, but again, chunky. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna read 100 books this year. And again, I do have a few small ones like this. Chunky. But yeah, I've heard so much about this, and I heard it's really good. I actually even have the children's version. I think like someone was giving it away, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it, because I did buy it for like my cousins one year for Christmas, and I used to buy them books. I was like, yeah, I'll take it too. Like, I want to compare what the difference between the adult and child one is. Just like I have the Trevor Noah memoir, which I realize is not in the memoir shelf. It's on my Justice shelf. I should probably move that over. But I also bought for my cousin, because he was a much smaller child then, the child version, which if you didn't know that exists, and it's phenomenal. It's really good. Even the child version is really good, but like the adult, like the actual memoir, it's insane. Like, damn, Trevor Noah. But anyway, yeah, so I definitely want to read this, because I have heard so much about it. Oh, okay, how much of it is, okay, it's epilogue. Okay, so it's 511. Still a lot. Going on that, we have the 1619 Project, which I'm sure has been heard of a lot. But yeah, I actually really want to read what is in here. And also I feel like I do know a lot of this history, but I feel like it's important to keep reading about it, because that's how it sticks in your head, right? Like how I was saying, where I read Cass, The Origins of Her Discontent, and then the new Jim Crow is like actually building on it and like speaking of it. So, you know, it goes on then. Like, I also read another great one, which is The Sum of Us. I can't remember her name. I cannot read it from here. I am too blind, but it's like sitting right there next to it on my shelf. And yeah, that was a phenomenal book that really was eye-opening. And I feel like this is like kind of like they're also building blocks on each other. And I finally have The Color of Law, which I have been trying to read for years. So yeah, this one at least is a little bit smaller. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Oh wait, is that just, oh, it's acknowledgement. No, but it's an author's, no, this is acknowledgement. Okay. So 239 pages, although very tiny print. But yeah, I got this for Christmas one year, because I said I wanted it, and someone went to the used bookstore, because I said, please buy me used, and they did. And then I never read it. So we're gonna change that. And yeah, that's all of my nonfiction. That also, this is subject to change. This is what I feel like I need to read, but I have plenty more. I might end up changing this. We'll find out at the end of the year. This will be fun. I should like reread it and see like what I rewatch it and see what I actually do end up reading, and how many, like, and also see if I follow through with this, because I want to read one book a month of nonfiction, and we'll see where we get. But yeah, the way I read nonfiction is I'll like try to read a chapter a day, or if depending on the book, if it lets me, and then I can read whatever else I want. I don't try to read the whole thing, because I would die. I aspire to be a nonfiction reader. I actually have a friend who all she reads is nonfiction. She does not read fiction, and I'm like, you're nuts. Like, I aspire to be that, but I could never, unfortunately. All right. I really wanted to do sci-fi. Oh, wait. Let's go into February. So February is, I wanted to be cliche and do romance. I don't have one of the books yet, but anyway. So I'm definitely going to read Daddy Issues, like, very intrigued. And I am loving, like, after, like, picks for December, January, February are just like, I can't remember what the February one is, and I haven't gotten yet. But anyway, and then I'm going to read this one. And I'm getting a third one because I only realized today that the Owl Crate March romance is this book, and it's too late to cancel because I literally found out today that it is that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And also, I can't cancel it because they don't let you cancel. So I'm definitely going to have to sell one of these. Well, this one or the Owl Crate one. Like, I would have skipped this one, man. Because I have this one, and this one is, like, personalized. So I'm not getting rid of this one. And also, I really do love the cover, even though I like the original better. But yeah, so I'm going to read Daddy Issues. And then I'm going to read this one. And they both are basically nanny romances. Dom subs. And then the third book is also a Dom sub relationship. Where I think it's like she goes, like, she's the first time she goes to a dungeon, and then she gets like this Dom, and it's so great, whatever, and then she starts a new job, and then just to find out that he's her coworker, and it's like, what? So it says it's a rom-com, and I love me a rom-com, and especially about cringy things like that. Oh, it's gonna be so difficult to read because it's like, you know, when you have watching a show or a movie and it's cringy, I just like hide behind something, or I throw a blanket over my head and just like listen to it. You can't do that with the book. You have to actually physically read it. I have literally sometimes through some cringy reads just like, oh no, it wasn't through cringy reads. I lied, because when I was watching Heat Your Rivalry, I literally had to like pause it, go for a walk, and be like, oh my god, it's so cringe. Anyway, I really want to read The Song of the Morning, just because what is happening, and this is, I would say this is very different for Afterlight. However, they did, like, I think the first Afterlight I got, not the first Afterlight ever, because I did not. The first Afterlight I got was actually was this author's other one, which is also not a typical romance. So I'm very intrigued, and also I think I mentioned when I was unboxing this, just the artwork alone kind of reminds me of The Fall. I can't remember. It was a science fiction book that I read, like one of the few that I've actually read. I need to get on that. And I really enjoyed. So I'm intrigued. It is a smaller book, so that's great too. Yeah. So also, okay, so remember how I said I'm freaking out and only have 3 books ready for February? Oh my god, this pile's gonna be giant for and it's like, oh, 2 of the same ones, except one of the books isn't here, so you can just do a stand-in for there. So next we have Well Actually, just because I think this is the same person who did this other one, right? Is it? Hold on, I might be lying. No, it's not. I thought this is the same person who did okay, it's not. I take that back. Okay, so this is not a have to get to, but I am intrigued enough. I kind of want to read this. I don't even know what it's about, but I really want to read this, even though it's very autumnal feeling, but whatever. Oh, yeah. So I really want to read this. Oh wait, that's it. Okay. Oh, I am saved. I thought it was more, but I was getting my piles confused. I really want to read Love is a War Song. Like, I know this is a Native American rep, and I really want to read this. So I might actually get through all this. Okay, I really want to get to this. Yeah. So it's kind of supposed to be like kind of cowboy too, which is not my thing, but whatever. I am very excited for this, and this has been on my thing. I'm wanting to read. And I've been trying to read, I think this is from like October. I've been trying to read the first of the Bergman brothers, or Bergman siblings, because I think one of them is a sister. I bought this on Mercari literally because I love The Edge. I am not in love with this book. I am on page 68, and I have not picked it up again because I have no desire to. I haven't DNF'd it, but maybe this February is the perfect time to do that. Okay, And then I have a dilemma. So these books might reappear again because I really want to do a sci-fi. So I was like, yeah, February, we're going to do sci-fi because I'm also really itching to read sci-fi. I just remember something else with sci-fi. I'll get to it in a second. So I was like, okay, February will be my romances because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 romances. And then I'm still reading that Behemoth, and I'm still trying to, and I have this, so that's 8, that's 9, and I have to finish that, that's 10, and read one of these, so that's 11 books. I read 8 books last month. So on top of that, I was like, all right, well, it's fine. I'll read sci-fi in March. And if you saw my latest unboxing, you would have seen that I got the Murder Ball books. They came in. I've been waiting for them. And I guess this can up my reading since it technically is 2 in here, and there's 2 here, and this is the zone. So, like, I guess that does up my reading since they are novellas. Shortcuts. But yeah, I have read the first one, so. And this is a whole, no, not this one, sorry. Is it this one? Yeah, this one is a whole book. But yeah, so there's 2 bookmarks in here because my husband actually wants to read it because, like I said, we both watched the series together on Apple TV and he really loved it. So hopefully he reads along with me. I have to, like, leave this book lying around so he finds it and reads it because I can't tell him to because he's ADHD and he has PDA, which is pathological. I can't remember what it is, but basically you can't tell him what to do because then he'll be like, no. It's like a thing with some people who are autistic or have ADHD have. Overgrowth. I really want to read this. This is the Owl Crate version, I think, and I also have the Starbright version, and I will find out if I want to keep both or one. I think this has the foil signature, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, especially since I read, if you had seen my most disappointing books, I read the James Vandermeer Absolution, which, so this kind of, like, I feel, because it's like a bio, is this actually in the horror? No, this is sci-fi. This was sci-fi because this is, like, in the horror, it's kind of like horror sci-fi kind of genre. So I'm very excited for, like, I literally been wanting to read that. Slow Gods. I definitely wanted to read Slow Gods just because it's supposed to be like a space opera, and I love me a space opera. Like, I love Red Rising very much. I need to read that. All That We See or Seem. I have not read in Ken Liu, but I've heard very good things. Like, one of my best friends really loved his something Menagerie. There's actually a different book. The Paper Menagerie. Menagerie. There we go. I can pronounce words. She really liked that book, and I haven't read it yet. But I'm intrigued. I really want to read this. A book that I've been dying to read is Heavenly Tyrant. I've been dying to read this since I received this. This is a Limerick Crate exclusive edition. I really loved the first one so much. And I just haven't gotten around to the second one, which is like, what the heck. So I actually forgot what happened, and I had to do a recap, and I got it, and I'm like, oh my god, it ended on, like, the biggest cliffhanger. Like, I need to find out what happened. And I haven't done it. So that's definitely at the top of the list. And then, again, diversify your shelf. I have never read any Octavia Butler, and I'm so mad I did not get the Kindred version. Satisfaction Kindred, and it's on my Mercari thing. Someone posted it, but for so much money, and I was like, oh, it's like, I'll wait for it, see if she drops it. And then she took it down. I was like, or they, I don't know, whoever it was took it down. But I have Dawn, and I have Parable of the Sower, and I have, I think the second one is Reaper. I forgot what it's called. Oh, Parable of the Talents? Is that it? I don't remember. I think no, I lied. It's not that one. It's this one that I had pre-ordered the second one, which is Adulthood Rights. So, I'm not sure when, I forgot when it's supposed to get here. and I hope she finishes this, because I think it's just a duology. I might be wrong. But yeah, I also need to prioritize these. Okay, and now, oh, and then we have Metallic Realms, which is not really, oh, and Principle of the Moments. Okay, maybe I have Principle of the Moments up there. I do actually really want to read that. That's an Illumicrate book that I think is sci-fi. It's weird, like, I really want to read it, but at the same time, I really don't. I don't understand why. And that's kind of how I feel with Metallic Realms. I think this is a Starbright, an Illumicrate sci-fi version. I don't know. I feel like the two give me similar vibes. I might have to read them together. And I have absolutely no interest in this one, but maybe I'll read this, and maybe I'll love it. So that'll be fun. Or maybe I will put this on Mercari and give it away, and sell it, not give it away. It's The Unbreakable World. I actually really wish I skipped this. I don't even know what it's about. I don't want to tell you I don't want to look up those chickens. What the hell? And then there's one more that I don't own, but I will probably have to take out from the library. I will definitely have to take it out from the library, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. The movie is coming out in March, and I want to read it before we go see the movie. Although, honestly, we probably won't get to see the movie in theaters. I don't know. I've gauged with my husband if he really wants to go. But I really want to read it before I see the movie. And I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books. So I'll make it 13, plus whatever I'm going to be reading for the library, which is 14, plus whichever one of my nonfictions, which is 15 books. Am I going to get there? No. Especially since I am going to BookCon, and I went through my who they have announced so far. I know they're going to announce more people. And actually, let me take this here because I have some more. I have a bunch of books that I need to pull down from my bookshelves that I don't know if they're signed. If they're not signed, I'm going to take them with me to get them signed. And then I have a bunch of books I have not read for authors that are there. So, I own book 1 and book 2, and I did buy book 3, not realizing there's going to be a 4 and 5. What the hell? I cannot afford to keep buying these from Illumicrate. Of these, just because they're so pretty. They're so nicely done, and if I like it, I'm going to want these versions. But I haven't read them yet. I have no idea if I'm going to like it. I have not read any of the Tahiri? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm so sorry. If someone can, like, give me phonetic, not even phonetic, like, just sound it out, because I can't read whatever alphabet you call it. But she's going to be there, and I have not read a single one of her books. And I own these two really fancy ones, so. Jordan Ifuenko is going to be there. And I own these from way back when, from Illumicrate. It was like one of their special editions. I forgot. They don't make them anymore, I think. Like, whatever they call them. Yeah, I should probably read this, right? Jasmine Gilroy is gonna be there. I'm not gonna lie. I have read like all of her other rom-coms. I think she was one of the ones that really got me into romance and kind of made me like analyze myself and be like, I actually do like romance, because I only really read rom-coms, and I still a predominant section of my romance is rom-com. I do read more than just that now, but I started off with rom-coms. That was like my gateway drug into romance. And I 100% subscribe to the internal misogyny of, ooh, romance, gross. Like, I'm better than you because I don't read romance. And now I realize, like, that was just internalized misogyny. And so Jasmine Gilroy definitely holds a place in my heart for that. Although I don't actually own any of her books. This is the first book I own from her, and this is from the Afterlight edition. So it actually might be signed. No, it's it is ¿Cómo se llama? Digitally signed. So I can still get this signed. And I think I'll actually put this into my February pile. But it'd be really nice to, like, you know, if I end up liking this, to actually get the signed from her. Or maybe I'll go and I'll buy one of her old books. Like, I didn't read The Wedding Date first. I've read another one first. I've read the second one first. And they kind of have people that, like, cameos from the first one. Actually, I think that was still maybe because the first one I read and that was like my favorite. But yeah, I've read all of them. Also, the one with in the UK with the mom, that one was hilarious. But yeah, so this. I have not read Lord of the Wild, although this might actually be signed. Okay, it is signed, so maybe it's a low priority. Carmen Machado is going to be Carmen Machado. Oh, is this actually? Hold on. Oh, wrong person. Okay, this is not. I thought I had something Carmen Machado. Wrong Carmen. Okay, I take that back. I need to double check my bookshelves. Because if I don't, then I think she has some books that I've been wanting to read and I haven't gotten around to. So maybe I'll just buy it there. Chloe Gong's going to be there. And I have to check. She's one of the authors, like I have like R.F. Kuang and Rachel Gillig and the one I love, Olivia Blake, who I've read everything that I want to from them. I just need to double check my books to make sure if they're signed or not. So if I could bring them, maybe I'll just like bring one to be personalized, like my favorite one. However, for Chloe Gong, I only really like these Violent Delights series, just the duology, like the other ones. I actually gave away my the one that was Antony and Cleopatra retelling. I sold it, and then I have Cold Wire, which is this signed. I feel like it's not because yeah, it's not signed. So I feel like I should read this and see if I actually end up Immortal Longings, that's what it was. And see if I like it, and maybe I can get this signed. And also it's like such a pretty cover. Like the original cover is so ugly. And this is kind of like sci-fi too, so I'll get some of my sci-fi in there. Next is Red City by Marie Lu, which I don't know if this is even signed. Oh, it is signed. How nice. Okay, so maybe it's not such a high priority, but still, it'd be nice to like read this so I have something there. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. No, not really, because I've also never read any Cassandra Clare books, and I bought this off of somebody, so I do have the first city, or what is it, the Mortal Instruments, there we go. I think this is the first one, right? The City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, and City of Lost Souls. Maybe I could try reading one of these, we'll see. But yeah, I bought this off somebody and I was like, yeah, because I should probably read this. And then I never got around to it, and this is literally like years ago. This is before I went on my world trip, which was 2023. So this is like 2021, 2022. That's when I bought these. But also on here is Holly Black, which I said I didn't like the Cruel Prince. However, I really like the book, no, the Night Thief? I don't remember what that was. The one that kind of mixed reviews. I do want to get the second one, so we'll see about that. Casey and Kristen. Oh, that's why. Okay, I do have Red, White, and Royal Blue. So I have to check because I do have the last stop on the queue and the last stop on the train. I keep thinking queue because I have the queue, the yellow. It's also the yellow one. I have to see if that is signed or not. I love that book. And then I have to see. I do have Red, White, and Royal Blue. So you know what? I'm gonna add that to my February. So give me 1 second. Okay, I am going to have to look up when I bought this because I cannot tell if that's a digital signature or if it's real. Yeah, so I'm gonna add this to February, you know, shortest month with the tallest stack. Here, so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I have to read that. Rebecca Rowan Horse is gonna be there. I'm very excited. I'm definitely gonna bring her Black Sun trilogy kind of disappointed me. I love the first one, so I'm probably gonna bring my first one and get it signed. And I really loved her it's supposed to be a trilogy, but she didn't go on, so there's only 2. I think it's like the Lightning something, I can't remember what it is. I would love to bring that to get signed. Oh, Chuck Tingle. I have not read any of his books. I know Chuck Tingle is kind of like a laugh. It's like all those like ridiculous, outrageous erotica books that are self-published. However, he has apparently written like 2 real books, like actual books. So I don't know if I want to like buy it and read one of them, or you know, maybe they'll have it on sale, like a signed copy, because that does happen too. So I have to figure that out. But yeah, I think that is everything in here. Like, you can see the massive amounts of books that are so here, if you want to help go with me, so we have these. I'm gonna do, like, you know, slowly, so they're gonna just stay here like that. And then February, like I said, so these are gonna be February, so we're gonna just put these on. So we have a lot of books to be read. On here's like twice, but whatever. So this is definitely what I'm aiming to read this month. And then, oh, my library book, because, you know, I don't have enough books to read, I'm adding an extra 12 a year. So at least I'll have 12 books read for the year. And then one of these, I don't know which one yet, so I'm not gonna put that up. But, you know, maybe we can, like, add, I said I want to do sci-fi, so this will help me if I read this book for BookCon, and also I want to get some sci-fi, so we can do that. And all right, that is everything. Let me know. I know this has been a bit unhinged and 100% chaotic. Apologies. This is just how I am. I'm sorry. I try to be organized. Keyword try. But yeah, let me know what you think, and if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are. I would love to know. If you have any suggestions, like I said, especially for the BookCon books, I'm out there. So yeah. Whew, thank you for sticking with me. If you did, let me know. Yeah, I hope to be doing more of these. Hopefully not as crazy and hinged. And I'm gonna try to do the wrap-ups so we can see how delusional I am. I can talk. I swear I can talk. But yeah, we'll see how delusional I am at thinking I can read all of these damn books. Oh yeah, this little guy, he's sneaky. What's going on here? He's staying there. Because I really want to read that book. Actually, maybe I should put all of my BookCon books in there. Not a lot, right? It doesn't even fit. I can't even put the Cassandra Clare books. There we go. It doesn't even fit. It's hanging off. But alright, that's everything. Let me know what you think. Bye.